You thought the Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese rivalry was just about basketball?
Live in front of
Think Chicago Sky just suffered another embarrassing loss to the Washington Mystics.
Just a tough
103 to 86. Think again.
Undressing on
Now
national
it's
TV
turning into a citywide spectacle.
And even the
And here's what
announcers
nobody
in on
wants
the
to talk
joke.
about. Angel Reese played 28 minutes and recorded a double-double with 22 points and 13
Smash
rebounds.
that like button right now
Sounds
and comment
impressive,
me
right?
bounds if you're
Wrong.
seeing the truth.
Even the announcers were
Listen up,
laughing at her
because the
performance.
Washington Mystics just
Meanwhile, the
gave
Sky
Angel
got
Reese and the
demolished
Chicago
while she was on the
Sky a
court.
beatdown for
The question
the
is,
ages. Sonia
why not just
Citron
move
was
the
out
game
there
to
lighting
Capital
it up,
One Arena in
cooking
DC
Chicago's
like last
defense
season?
like it was nothing.
Did the Mystics
The Sky
deliberately
just
put
took
Reese in a
another
position
humiliating
and
loss,
Kiki
falling
Iriafen made history by becoming the
103
first
to
duo
86, and there's one
to both
detail
score
nobody
20-plus
wants to
points in
admit.
the same game?
Angel Reese logged
Overshadowed
28
in her
minutes
own
and snagged
hometown?
a double-double,
The
22
question
points
everyone's
and 13
asking,
rebounds.
is Angel Reese
That's
actually
supposed to be
making her team
impressive,
worse?
right? Wrong.
Position where she could get
Chicago
overshadowed. And what
got
happened
crushed
during
while
the
she was
game
on
that
the floor.
humiliated
And
Reese
even the
on live TV?
broadcasters were laughing at her
If you
stat
agree that
line.
Reese is, no matter how you
Meanwhile,
slice it,
Mystics
this
rookie
decision is
Sonia
setting up
Citron
for
and
absolute
Kiki
W's
Iriafen
and
made
making her
history
team
as
worse.
the first
Then
Washington
comment
rookie duo
rebounds.
to ever both
Let's
drop
go
20 plus in
NBA
the same
chaos.
outing. The
And
big
truthfully,
question now
we're here
is
for
Angel
every
Reese
single moment of
actually
it.
making her
Let's be
own
real
team
about something
worse?
that's been
And
staring
what
us in the
epic
face
fail
all
during the
season
game
long.
made her a target
Panic
for
Angel.
national
And the
humiliation.
reactions are absolutely
If you're
priceless.
seeing what's happening,
Angel
drop
Reese can
rebounds
collect
in the
all the
comments.
double-doubles she
Let's get
wants.
into it.
But the Chicago
There's
Sky
a clear
keep losing
problem on
games in
display.
embarrassing
Reese gets
fashion.
the double-doubles.
Their
but
record
the Sky
sits at a
keep getting
pathetic
blown
7
off
wins
the court.
and 19 losses,
Chicago
putting
now
them
stands
dead
at a
last in
pathetic
playoff
7-19,
contention and 6
dead
games
last
out
in
of
the
even
playoff
sniffing the
picture,
postseason.
and nowhere near the postseason.
You know what
hunt.
makes this
If
even
you're
more?
counting,
Caitlin Clark
they're
is
6
about to
games
take
out
center
and
stage in
sinking
Reese's
fast.
home turf. Not
Worse,
one
the
6-game
Sky are
losing
stuck in
streak,
a
but twice
6-game
this
losing
season.
streak that began
And the
even
meltdown from
before
her
Reese
supporters
returned
is
from her
downright
injury.
entertaining.
Look
That
closer
started
at those
before
numbers.
Reese even
6
came
for
back from her
16
back
shooting,
injury.
clocking
What
in
you're
at an
witnessing
icy
is the
35%,
Caitlin Clark effect at
22
full
points,
power.
13
And
boards,
spoiler alert,
and frequent
it has
trips
nothing
to
to
the
do with what
stripe
real
11
star
free
power looks
throws
like.
for Reese.
And Baltimore is
But
about
those
to experience
bloopies
it
kept on
firsthand.
rolling
Nothing to
in.
do with
Let's
Angel
talk
Reese's
about that
over-the-top
wide-open
antics.
layup, a clang off the
The
bottom of the
WNBA
backboard,
is getting
then
a
immediately
first-hand
looking to
look
the ref
at the
for a
Washington
foul.
Mystics game
You
perfectly
can't get bailed
captures
out
this
for
disaster.
tossing it off the underside.
Reese Chicago
Everybody
fans
saw it.
already got a
The
preview of
Mystics
this when
game
Clark
is the
played there
perfect
earlier.
disaster tape.
Reese
Reese
put up
22
22
and
points and
13 ran
13
her
rebounds,
double-double streak to
extending her
11,
double-double
but none of that
streak to
mattered as
11
the Sky were
consecutive games.
destroyed.
The energy in the arena was
17
electric,
points down.
every seat
Chicago's
was filled,
defense a
and the
no-show while
hype
Reese
was
stood
through
at
the
the
fans
heart
weren't
of it
there to
all for
watch
major
Angel Reese
minutes.
struggle from the field
The
and
Mystics put
overreact
up
to routine
52
play.
points in the paint thous that
But
for
let's be
evidence
honest,
that Reese was
like fans,
anchoring the defense.
They came to see Caitlin
You want a
Clark
new
do what
strategy?
she does best.
Angel, just
dominate
keep
the
padding
game,
your numbers.
set
The
records,
rest of us will
and elevate
rebound all
delivers
your
real
misses.
excitement.
It's gotten so
And sorry,
wild, you're
that
wondering if
excitement
diner
isn't
chains
coming
are
from
recruiting
waiting
her
for
to flip pancakes
an
with all
undeniable
that
star who
butter-handed
pulls in
finishing.
crowds and
At
delivers
some
Reese's
point, you almost
exaggerated
have to salute the
celebrations
spectacle.
after a
A
5-point,
mound on her back.
10-rebound night.
Are you
So
kidding?
it's been hard for
Simon
me,
says,
but
"Give me another
adjusting
play-up."
and just
She
kind of have
managed
that
to hide
mindset
under
of
the
like
rim
just
on a
moving on.
point-blank
Sky
layup
fans
someone. Get
who
this
somehow
girl a
believe
GPS.
Angel Reese is the new face
way
of the
the crowd
WNBA.
celebrated
Every
just
time
seeing
Clark
her
steps
struggle
onto their
said
home
it all.
court, it
It's
serves
time
as
to
a
meet the
painful
most
reality
underpaid
check.
athlete around.
Reese's supporters have
But
spent
the
months
deepest
hyping her up as the
embarrassment
next
came
big
from the
thing.
other end.
But here's the truth.
Citron and Iriafen
You can't be the
rewrote
face of the
Mystics
league if
history
no one
together,
outside your
rookie
fan
duo,
bubble. The only time
20
Reese
plus.
gets attention is when she's involved
Citron
in some
went off for
controversy,
28.
missing
Iriafen
easy
had
shots,
22 and
or
10
throwing
boards of
shade at
her
other
own.
players.
These rookies
Made
just
WNBA
embarrassed
history
Chicago's
by becoming the
veterans,
first
making
rookie
them
duo
look like
in Mystics
JV
history
backups on their
to both
own
score
home
20
floor.
or more points in the
Let's
same
be
game.
honest, Kiki worked
Meanwhile,
Reese all day
Caitlin
long.
Clark is doing what
22
actual
points,
superstars
10
do.
rebounds,
It's
4
breaking.
assists, 8
These
for 14
rookies completely
shooting.
outplayed
Kiki
the
stirring
Sky's
that
veteran
pot right
roster
on Angel.
and made them look like amateurs
Chicago
on their
looked
home
hopeless,
court,
while
breaking
Washington,
records,
still
selling
just
out
a
arenas,
500 team
and bringing in
fighting
an
for a
entirely
playoff
new
berth,
audience to
earned
the sport.
serious
Even
respect.
Reese's biggest
They're
supporters
scrapping,
have to
and
admit
it's
what the
paying
rest
off,
of us have known all
led by
along.
rookies.
The
And
WNBA
here's
is
the
thriving
kicker.
in ability
Angel
to
Reese
protect
went
the
around
paint after
claiming
the game,
Chicago had the
which is a
best
direct
young
shot
core
at
in
their
the league.
interior defense.
Coach Tyler
Reese
Marsh
shot
didn't
just 6
mince
of
words
16
after
from
the
the
loss,
field, and he
specifically
because of
blasting
Caitlin
his
Clark.
team's inability ability to defend
Before she
the
entered the
painted
league,
direct shot
attendance
at their
was
so-called
inconsistent.
anchor.
TV ratings
Reese
from
finished
5
6 for
fouls that
16
limited
from
her
the field,
impact even
fouled
further.
out 5 times.
She made
and while
10 of
she
11
hit 10
free
of 11
throws,
from the
but
line.
that doesn't mean arenas are
It all
packed.
meant nothing when she
Broadcasters
couldn't
setting
defend the
records. It's
rim
not because
or
Angel
stop the
Reese is
Mystics
putting up
from going
decent
off
stats against
inside.
weaker competition.
Let's get real. Indiana
It's because
has
that doesn't
the
matter when
best
your team
young
is getting
core
torched on
with
the other
Aaliyah
end of the court.
Boston and Caitlin
And every
Clark.
team wants
That's
in
not
on the
just the
Caitlin
best
Clark
youth movement.
experience.
That's the best
And let's be
duo.
real, a player
So when
who makes
Reese tried
every
to flex
matchup
and
must
say,
watch.
"We're the
Chicago fans are
skyscrapers,
desperately
best
holding on to
young
the
duo in
illusion
the
that
league,"
Angel Reese
everyone
is in the
already
same
knew Clark and
conversation as
Boston had
Caitlin
her
Clark.
beat.
But let's break it
Washington's
down.
rookies weren't just
Clark is
all-stars,
casually
they took
draining
the
logo
matchup
3. Sky
personally,
actually
and then
scored
they put
86
Chicago
points,
on their
which was
highlight
9
reel.
more than their season average of
Offensively, the
77
Sky
points per
cracked
game.
86 above
Their
their
offense.
season average.
She's playing hard,
so
no
don't
doubt,
blame this
but
loss
there's a
on
massive
scoring.
difference
Their
between being a
defense was
high-energy
disaster,
role player and being a
everyone
true
knows
franchise
it.
corner. The
When you
WNBA is a
surrender
business,
103,
and when it comes to
especially
the player
a
who's
team
selling
led by
tickets,
rookie Sit,
jerseys, and
exposes everything
skyrocketing
about
TV
who you're
rate, and here's a
relying on
hint,
down low.
it's not the one flexing
This isn't
after
a
making a
one-off
routine
either.
lay allows
All
rookies
year,
to make
Reese
history
grabs
against you.
double-doubles and Chicago
Something is
racks up
seriously wrong with
humiliating
your
losses.
defensive system.
None of her stats
This
matter
pattern
when
has
the
been
team can't
consistent
win.
throughout the entire
And
season.
now the humiliation
Reese
hit
puts
a
up
whole
decent
new level.
individual numbers
It wasn't
while the
just
Sky
the
lose
stat
games.
sheet.
It's not just the
Early in
fans
the game,
struggling to accept this new
Washington's
reality.
Shakira Austin
The
drove
Chicago
straight at
Sky
Reese,
organization is
scored
feeling
right
the
over
pressure
her,
choice, but to
then
market
delivered a
Angel
too
Reese as
small
their franchise
celebration
star
hand
too.
low to the court, directly
They have
in
no
Reese's
choice.
face.
Arena, she
And
completely
yes,
takes over.
live on national TV.
The sold-out
announcers
crowds,
made sure
the
nobody
surging
missed
jersey
it. That
sales.
was cold.
You want to know what real
It wasn't just a
humiliation looks
routine
like?
trash talk
Try getting
moment
taunted
either.
with a
Austin's
too small
move was a
gesture on
direct
live, the
statement about
highlight reel
Reese's
plays that
defense getting
dominate social
shredded,
media.
right on camera
It's all
for
Clark.
everyone to witness.
They claim
Meanwhile,
she's
the whole sequence
great for the
screamed,
culture,
"You're
but
not that
last
girl."
time we checked,
And the
cultural
announcers even
influence doesn't
laughed
sell
when
and
she
delivered
got
the most
stuck.
devastating taunt you'll
You could
see all season.
practically hear them catch themselves.
Austin didn't just
oh, I
beat
can't
Reese on
laugh.
the play.
I'm live
She
right
made sure
now.
everyone knew
Better
about
try
it.
to sound
What does?
serious. They tried
Ticket
to
sales
recover,
and
but the
TV
damage
ratings.
was done.
And
it
Caitlin
got
Clark
worse.
is delivering
Reese
both like
didn't
nobody
rally
else.
and fight back.
This
She
wasn't
kept
your typical
floundering,
trash
letting
talk
Austin
between
and
players.
her crew turn her into a highlight.
Austin's gesture was a
That
direct
moment
statement
summarized
out for
everything
Indiana.
wrong with
They
Chicago's
all want a
entire
piece of the
defensive
action.
system
It's not because
and
Angel
exposed
Reese is
why
grabbing
they keep
rebounds.
losing, no matter what
Clark's
numbers
presence
Reese puts up.
transforms ordinary regular
Look at
season
legit
games
defensive
into major
anchors,
events. While
Aaliyah
Reese's
Boston,
supporters are left
Lexi
watching
Hull.
as
They
their
face
favorite
tough
plays
opponents
second
all the
fiddle to
time,
the
but they
biggest star in the
respond.
sport. Moment captured
You never
everything
see
wrong
them
with
getting
Chicago's
taunted or
defense
made a meme
and
on
Reese's
TV
inability to
because they
protect the
actually
rim
play
when it
winning
actually
defense.
matters.
Reese got
Major
worked
events.
over and did nothing but
She's
pad her
turning
line
casual
and Chicago
observers
got
into
sacked.
die-hard fans.
The effort wasn't enough.
This league has
team is
never seen
beyond
this level of
pitiful.
national buzz before.
And the Sky have
and let's be
nowhere
real.
left to turn.
And let's
Ariel
talk about
Atkins
the
missed
endless
game,
list of
but she
excuses
hasn't brought
because
wins
there's
either.
always a new
Their
one when
big
Reese
offseason moves
underperforms.
trading
You know
away
what
a
makes
young
this
pick
even
for
worse?
Atkins, picking up the
way
injured
Reese responded to
Vandersloot
getting
like
dominated.
complete misfire.
Instead-
It's been front
First,
office and
it was
coaching
that she's young.
malpractice all the way
Then,
down the bench.
it was that she needs more
Austin's
time.
taunt said
Now,
everything.
it's that she's
the
still
Mystics
adjusting.
dominated. With
Continued to
Citron's
struggle
career
throughout the
high
game
and
while
Area
Austin and her
double-double,
teammates carved up
exposing
Chicago's defense.
lack of any
This
inside
moment,
defense.
meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is
The
getting
rookies
double and
didn't
triple
just win.
teamed,
They
hacked on
made
nearly
Chicago
every
look
play,
lost
and still
left
putting up
Angel
elite
Reese
numbers.
as the poster for
Funny
what's
how
not
his
to
defensive
do.
struggles and
But things
highlighted why
spiraled
they've been
further
losing
downward
games
for
all
Reese.
season long,
After being
despite
cooked by
revisiting
Austin and
statistics.
mocked on TV,
Compare
she
this
faced
to how
another
real
storm this
defensive
time
anchors
from a
handle these
WNBA
situations.
legend.
Players
Because
like
while
the
she was
Proofs.
getting worked on
Game
the
after
court,
game.
her reputation
Why
got
she's the
put
most
on
impactful
blast
player
often.
the WNBA has seen
When a
in years.
three-time
Aaliyah
champion
Boston
calls
and
you
Lexi
C
Hull
tier,
face
you
tough
can answer
offensive
with your
players
game,
every
or
night.
you can jump on
But
Twitter.
they respond with
Guess what
Reese's
Angel
fan
Reese
base is
chose?
absolutely scrambling,
Candace Parker
and it's
delivered
honestly
absolute
hilarious.
truth on her new podcast.
They're shouting,
Post
not
moves
Caitlin
ranking
Clark.
Reese with Cameron
Clark
Brink
is selling
in her
out
C tier,
10,000 seat
clarifying,
arenas in record
I in
time.
no way, shape, or form
They're
am a
shouting,
hater.
why
But
isn't
what
Angel
player are
getting
you
the same
taking
star
Angel
treatment?
Reese over those I just
Why aren't
listed?
teams bending
No
over
hate,
backward
just
for her
facts.
too? Every
If you
city
can't
she
carry
plays
a
in
team
turns
or
into
be
a
legit
must-see
first or
spectacle.
second option, you
Fever
belong
ticket
in
sales
C.
are soaring,
Reese's
and opposing
main skill
teams are
offensive
literally
sports
meanwhile.
was acknowledged.
Reese's fans
But
are left
Parker made
scratching
it
their
clear
heads,
that doesn't mean
wondering
she's
why her
elite.
games aren't drawing the
Instead
same
of
friends are
responding
literally
on court,
shifting
Reese
venues
fired
just to
back with a
accommodate the
cryptic
insane
tweet.
demand to see
Clout
her
is
play.
one hell of a drug.
Austin's taunt
Like,
wasn't
it really
just
gets
about
to a
that
point.
one play.
Imagine
It
calling a
represented the
three-time
entire game
champ
where
and
Mystics players
multi-MVP
completely
a
dominated
clout chaser.
Chicago. Reality check.
The irony is
Nobody
staggering
is
this
moving
from
their
someone who
games for
hosts her
Angel
own
Reese.
podcast and jumps on
No
every
teams are
Clark
rushing to
controversy
while
for
making
clicks.
franchise history.
It didn't stop there.
This public
Angel
embarrassment on the
reposted another
court was
spicy
just the
take.
beginning
I'd
of what
be
turned
mad
into
too
a
if a girl
terrible
who was
week for
beautiful,
Angel overwhelming
rich,
ticket demand.
famous, and then has the
The
audacity
unrivaled
to
league
steal my my
experiment
bet,
already proved
I'd
that
be
when
bitter.
Clark isn't in the
Drama
equation,
level
the excitement
maxed
expects the
out.
world to bow
But this
down
wasn't
and
about
treat her like
Parker being
basketball
mean.
royalty.
It was about
But the truth is
accurate
undeniable
basketball
at the center of
analysis.
those problems.
Parker compared
This
Reed to the
on-court
true
humiliation
stars
set
Clark,
the stage for
Wilson,
an even
Collier,
messier
Stewart
off-court
Tan
drama.
made it clear
Clark is on another
Reed
level.
just isn't at that level.
Her impact is measurable
Parker
and
doubled down,
undeniable,
praising
while
Asia
Reese
Wilson
is left
as
playing
higher than
catch-up,
S-tier,
making the most
placing
noise
Collier
without
right
see
there,
Reese.
and highlighting
They're not forcing
Stewart's
teams
winning
to expand
versatility.
arenas just to get a glimpse
No
of her
reason
on the
to
courts
sugarcoat
without
Force
delivering
run
the
the
same
league,
results.
and Reese isn't in their club.
People aren't fighting for
So why
tickets.
is
When a
Reese so
three-time
quick to scream
WNBA
clout
champion
chasing?
calls you a
She's made
C-tier
her
player,
brand all about
you can either prove them
controversy and
wrong on the
buzzy
court
moments,
or
but
start
Parker
about
gave a
Caitlin
real
Clark.
basketball read,
She stood in front of the
supported by
cameras,
facts and reputation.
insisting that the media should
Even
spread the
facing social
attention-only
backlash
player who
from
deserved the
Reese's fans,
spotlight.
Parker stood tall
She tried
and
to
kept her
frame it as
analysis
advocating
honest.
for the
As
underappreciated
Parker
fast forward a
placed
few
Clark
weeks,
at A level,
and suddenly,
poised to
because
move
it's
to
Caitlin
S,
Clark.
slotted in Kelsey
So let's
Plum
get this
and
straight.
Sabrina Ionescu.
When the
just
Mystics
below
are
the
moving
league's
their games
pinnacle,
to a bigger
the pattern
arena.
became clear.
And why?
Reese wasn't
Because
left
of
out
the
due
player.
to hate.
Nothing special, right?
But because she simply
But the
doesn't
second
carry
ticket
teams
alongside
like the
Cameron
stars
Brink
do.
during her player
The
tier
bottom
list
line,
discussion.
Parker's criticism couldn't
She made
match
it critical
reality
sales start
any closer.
skyrocketing.
Reese fills out
Suddenly,
the box
she's the
score.
best thing that's
Sky
ever
keep
happened to
losing,
the Mystics.
and her only answer is a
It's
sub
clear
tweet.
that this wasn't personal
This isn't
hatred,
about being
but
mean,
honest
it's about being
basketball
accurate.
analysis. All
And
WNBA
yet again,
players
her
equally.
fan base is busy
Why weren't they
creating
moving
beef no one
stadiums
else is
before?
interested in.
Why weren't
Reese
they
is
selling out?
convinced
Parker
the whole league
specifically
is out
asked,
to get her.
I
When really,
in no way,
the other
shape, or
stars
form
are just
am a
busy
hater.
winning games.
But what player
Right.
are you? Because Angel
Compare
Reese and the
this
rest of the
scattered
league
drama
weren't
to
drawing
what real
crowds
game
like this.
changers
She was
do.
talking about
Caitlin
players who
Clark
can actually carry
transformed
teams and
Indiana's
serve as
entire
primary
franchise,
offensive options,
lifting
which
role
apparently
players
doesn't
and making
include.
the
You're counting up
organization
Caitlin
a
Clark
must
ticket
watch.
sales like you just hit the
She
jackpot.
turns teammates like Lexi
Constantly
Hall
attaches
into
herself
better
to
shooters
Caitlin
and
Clark
decision
drama
makers.
and
Kelsey
creates
Mitchell
social
found
media
more
buzz
ways to
every
shine
week.
next to
Three-time
Clark,
champion
even
and
though the
two-time
rookie had
MVP of
every
chasing
right to
clout.
hog center
This
stage.
coming from someone who has her
One
own
announcer
podcast.
nailed it. A
Constant
lot of people
hypocrisy
say
is
Caitlin
deafening.
Clark moves the needle.
If the
That is wrong.
WNBA earned
She is
$1,
the
they'd be
needle.
rolling in NBA level
It's not
profits
just the
by now.
stats. It's how
It's
Clark's
the same
presence
routine
changes
over and
the
over.
entire approach
Dismiss
for a team.
dollar every time
Sophie
someone
Cunningham
downplayed Clark while
exemplifies
secretly
this winning
cashing in on her
mindset grinding,
success,
contributing
sold out
to steering
games, and
clear of drama and
record-breaking
Twitter
viewership.
wars.
Now, the
These
same
pros
people
handle
who rolled their
criticism
eyes
by
have
stepping
realized
up,
on the
not by
Caitlin Clark
hurling
effect,
shade
primary
online.
offensive option,
It couldn't
or
be
carry a
clearer.
team to victories.
Indiana's success with
She
Clark
acknowledged
versus
Reese's
Chicago's
offensive
faceplant
rebounding
with Reese
skills. There's like
reveals
Caitlin
what
Clark,
actually impacts
Aja
winning
Wilson,
substance
and
over
Nafisa
spectacle
Collier,
every
who earned
time.
higher tier rankings.
The Fever are building
But
what
deep down,
contender fans want
you
to
know
believe
who's
in.
making things happen.
The Sky are racking
That's
up
why your
empty
team is
stats
moving
and
games a
embarrassing
really rich
themselves
part.
on the national
Reese
stage.
chasing him this revenue
Angel
surge.
Reese may be the double-double
Caitlin Clark
queen,
isn't
but
just
her
a
stat
temporary
lines
hot
mean
topic.
nothing when Chicago
She's
gets
while she's
demolished
been
by
building
teams
her
like the
entire brand
Lynxer,
around
11
controversy
points
and social
11
media
rebounds
drama.
in another blowout.
Parker was her influence is so massive that she just sold out her first Indiana Fever preseason game against Brazil. All the attention. Do they need a step-by-step? Is unlike anything the WNBA has ever seen.
Not chasing highlights.
Fans didn't just buy tickets;
Aaliyah Boston,
they overloaded
co-host
the
with
system.
Parker, shows what
Meanwhile,
true winning culture
other
looks
WNBA
like.
players
Zero
are
drama,
practically
total
begging people
focus.
to show up to
She
their
doesn't
games
need
like they're
headline
handing out
feuds
free
to be
barbecue
relevant.
plates at a
She
family
builds
cookout.
lasting value.
And to sell out Madison
And
Square
Caitlin
Garden.
Clark, she's not just
Clark
a
has
female
fans who had
superstar.
never watched women's
She's a
basketball,
superstar,
tracking
period.
every fever
Fans
game,
show up
every
for her
record,
because she isn't
every
just
viral
moving the
highlight.
needle.
The
She is the
uncomfortable
show.
truth is that Parker's
This is why
criticism
Indiana
aligns
is
perfectly
rising, while
with what we
Chicago
see on the
is
court
sinking.
every game.
Real WNBA
Reese
talent
collects her
focuses
just she's
on the
more
big
concerned
picture.
about her
Better
public
play,
image
better
than
teams,
actually
real
improving her
results.
game.
Clark's
The
presence
real question
boosted
isn't whether
Indiana's
Parker was
game,
being mean.
mindset,
It's whether
and
while
future.
Angel Reese is
The
busy
difference
creating
between a real
drama
star
and
someone
collecting
clinging
empty
to social
stats,
buzz isn't
real
subtle.
WNBA
It's shining
stars win
bright every
basketball.
night. If you're tired
Meanwhile,
of empty stats
Reese's
and want
supporters are
real
still
winning
out here trying to
basketball,
convince
you
people she's
already
on
know
Clark's
who to
level.
root for. If you agree Reese
Newsflash,
is making
she's
her
not.
team worse,
One
comment
player is
rebound,
selling without needing
like,
constant
subscribe,
attention
and
or
hit
social media
notifications because you
validation
don't
you
want to
want to
miss
watch.
what's coming next.
And that transformation